I really need to stop doing these without a script. So much work. Hello everyone, Dovalt here with another episode and another review, this time with part 3 of our Bion and Blue Cop series here with the combination. So I'm going to give you a quick, straightforward transformation guide on how to get these guys into their Gestalt mode, as well as show a bonus alternate transformation of how to get these two guys together without using any of the accessories and stuff like that if you don't want to. It is unofficial, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. But without further ado, we're going to get right into this. If you would like this type of content, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon to know new stuff, and check out my other content here on the channel, as well as check out my main gaming channel if you want to help me out. On that channel, you'll also find in the videos a link to W Energy, and anything you purchase through that link will help me out and save you some money while you're at it. But anyway, let's get into this. So in the last two videos, we reviewed each of these characters respectively and everything they do, but these guys are, as I said, a combiner, so they do have a combined mode. So we're going to get straight into that now. So first, I think I'm going to start with Bion here. Let's get him started up. So he's going to bring him in. You are going to, oops, bump the camera. We're going to bring this guy in here, and we're just going to rip off his arms. Just yank him off. Just yank. Same thing the other side. Yank it off. Then you're going to come to these hip skirts and remove those as well. Same thing on the other side. Then you're going to come down to the legs here, and you're going to straighten them out all the way on both sides. This one's already got it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come to the back of the leg here. You're going to flip this down, and that is going to become the new foot. Something real cool I want to point out real quick while we're here, though, is that, see, he has a toe tilt here, but when you bring this ratcheted joint forward, it switches to a ratcheted ankle. Pretty neat. Alright, now do the same thing on the other side. Bring the foot down, snap it in place. Then on the back of both, you're going to fold these in. And then lastly, you're going to extend the leg. It's just on a slider. It can be kind of hard for me to do on camera here without bumping it. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Like so. And there you have the lower portion of his body done. So for the top here, should be a little tricky to get on camera, all you're going to do is you're going to flip this up as if you were going back to vehicle mode. Make sure to fold down this little thing, fold it back up as you do so. Can be a little tricky to do. There you go. Fold down the head like so. Then you're going to bring this whole thing back. And you're going to fold up the arms like you're going back into vehicle mode on both sides as well. And you're going to bring these back together. Tab in the middle. And I guess if you wanted, you could have a crazy, weird, stupid Gerwalk mode. That looks ridiculous. So you're going to bring all of this down on this hinge here. And you can kind of see where this is going. Lift up the skirts all around here. Sorry, this one is stuck on the leg. And give it a full 360 rotation. Fold everything back down, and boom, there you have the entire lower body of the combiner ready to go. So we're going to push this back here, set that off to the side. Then you're going to bring in our buddy Blue Cop here, and he has the most work to do. You're going to kind of start half transforming him back to his vehicle mode. So you're going to straighten out his legs, tab the legs back together. You're going to leave these as is for now. You're going to take the side skirts, you're going to flip them up. Come to the torso here, and the arms, and you're going to flip them up as if you were going back to vehicle mode all the way. Same thing on the other side. Flip this back. Flip this back. Bring the shoulders down like so. There we go. Then what you're going to do here is you're going to come to the back, and you're going to flip out his head, and you're going to tab it into where his butt would be, like so. You're going to fold in his regular robot mode head, just fold it in. Then you're going to take the entire torso, which is on a slider joint in here, and you're going to slide it down to where this is at its highest point, like so. Then you're going to split these legs here, bring them all the way out, and now, as you can see, you're going to take this golden tab, and you're going to tab it right here. So you're going to bring this down, one click, bring this down one click, 3 clicks, and that's going to tab in there. Same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3. Tab that in. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring in part of his metal card, his armor accessory. I'm going to take this part off, set it aside for now. And what you're going to do is on the side of this piece here, you have these two 5mm ports, and they're going to go to these black 5mm ports on the base of his wrist, and it's going to go up over his head. And then this little tab here on the bottom, there on the right, is going to go into this little tab right there. So bring this in, tab it into one side over there. And it's okay if the arms come loose from the legs. You can actually loosen it up to get a little movement back. Make sure you tab all that back in. And push that in, and it should get a nice little snap, and there you have the majority of the torso done. But what I like to do is, in the instructions, it tells you to fold this all the way forward back under this headpiece, but I like using this to fill out the shoulder because this is a pretty clever bit of engineering. The shins fold down and become the arms, or at least the upper arm. You're going to do the same thing on this side. Fold down the shin, bring out this arm, then you can fold those feet down. Angle these up till they're just about to where that fist is at the knee joint, or what was the knee joint. And then for these side bits, you're going to flare them up to where it just touches the silver here and flip the doors back out to give it a wider profile. And boom, there's the upper body done. So, to get these two guys together, I'm going to show you how it tabs in, and then I might have to tab it in off camera because it's going to be really hard for me to do this where you can see it, but I'm going to let you know exactly how it's done here. So what you're going to do is on the top of Bion here, you have these two tabs. These are going to go onto these two tabs here, these two little clamps here, on either side of what was the side skirts. Then, on the front of the car here, you have another C-clamp right there. You might not be able to see it. Yeah, you can see it. There you go. And it's going to tab into the one right here on the bottom of where his head joint was. Now, this can be very tricky to get it in there, so I might have to do some of this off camera, but we'll see if I can get it done to where you guys can somewhat see it. So you're just going to bring this in and make sure it's tabbed in on both sides. If you don't do it at the same time, it's going to get all weirdly lopsided on you and make it difficult for you. That's okay. Takes a little finagling. Especially if this part moves, because unfortunately this is still able to move kind of freely, and it can mess you up a good bit. Alright, got it all tabbed in. Took a little effort. Now, for the last step, what you're going to do is on the back of the fire truck here, if you can see it, there's a little 5mm port that's going to go into his fist right here on either side. And the other one tabbed in for me already, so that is fully secure now. And here you have the upper body of our Grand Blue Leon done. And you can already kind of see how you would do a unofficial transformation. So real quick, before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and show the unofficial transformation from here. So all I like to do is... you know what? I'm not going to do that step here. I'm going to cut that section out. I'll do that later. Alright. So here we have the rest of the body all done. Now this is where all the accessories come in. So you have that heirloom crest. You would just take the helmet off, fold this down, and here you have the chest. This piece here is going to form a little bit of a crotch guard. Then you have these, which will form the combined mode arms, the metal card of both figures, and his helmet, the two side skirts, and his two previous arms. I know, a lot of parts forming, but it's okay. That's how it happens in the show too, so I forgive it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take each of these arms, start transforming them back as if you were going to vehicle mode. Then you're just going to tab them on the side of either leg, like so. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, so straighten this out, fold the hand away, and tab it on the side of his leg, like so. And there you have the legs done. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring in these wings, and they're going to peg into the back of the fire truck. It's got this nice little spring clamp in there that's going to go on this ratchet. So these are ratcheted wings. And in their default position, a little tab, you can't see it there, but a little tab on the wing will tab into the backpack and lock it in place. You can still rotate it, but this locks it in its default position, so it's not flapping around on you. And boom, there's the jetpack all done. Now for the metal card accessories. So, let's do the chest piece first. So you're going to straighten out the wings, as I did already. And there's a C-clamp on a slightly soft ratchet there that you can bring out on either side. And that's going to tab into the two receptacles of C-clamps here on the chest, here and here. Super simple, just going to tab in on both sides. Can't see over my camera. Hold on. There we go. Got that on there. And on mine, I just like to angle these back, just to give it a slightly slimmer profile and to make it seem a little less like it's just sticking out of there. Then you're going to bring in that crotch piece, and it's going to go right here, like so. You can go ahead and bring in the helmet. It opens up like this, and there's a slot here that's going to go into the back of his head. Just slot that in like so, and then close it up, and there you have the head all done. And then lastly, the final step, you're going to take both of the metal card arms, make sure they are folded up in this configuration on both of them. And boom, that is done. And you're just going to snap them onto his new combiner ports here. Snap this one on here. And snap this one on here. And that's it. We have the combine mode of Grand Blue Leon right here. So this is the hero's ultimate form in the series, who faces off against characters like Heavy Iron W and other big bads like him, and he's really, really cool. I like the color breakup between the blue and the yellow. Like you can see, it's kind of like split unevenly, which is kind of, I really kind of like the way the color breakup looks. Very Gundam-esque. I am a big fan. Almost looks like how I imagined some of the Power Rangers Rescue Force characters looked in the show as a kid. But let's take a closer look at the details, starting with the head here. Here you have a beautiful head sculpt with that combined mode head, if the camera will focus. There we go. Can't get the camera much closer. But you can still see his eyes underneath the helmet. He now has this big, very Gundam-like golden crest here, with blue and red antenna ears there to show off the cop motif. You have the side of the cars forming this sleek, very elegant shoulder here, and of course the metal card Leo arm over here, looking nice. Beautiful chest done with that chrome gold and the reflective translucent red there. Oh, sorry. With a little bit of color breakup of blue in the midst of that black. Over here you have the other metal card arm with the wolf arm. I forget what this is actually called in show. I think it like upgrades every season, so I'm not sure what the original one was called, but here you have his wolf gauntlet down here. Near the crotch, you have this really cool police crest. This was the chest of Blue Cop's super mode before. And of course you have Bion's exact same thighs and legs, although they are significantly extended, with the cannons now here on the side, very Galaxy Optimus Prime-esque. And then, of course, you have his big, brilliant wings. Of course, he has quite the backpack, but surprisingly, he stands really well. I don't have him posed or anything special. He is standing just fine. But you have his wings here that formed the side of the fire truck before. And these can be moved up and down, although I recommend just kind of leaving them in their default position, but you can move them up and down if you want to get him in a unique pose. Oh, I accidentally popped that off. There we go. There we go. Oh. Sorry, it's really hard to move a big figure like this with my arms fully outstretched in front of a camera. It's tough. But yeah, that is Grand Blue Leon in his combined mode. He doesn't even fit on my camera. He's actually that big. I wish I had my Devastators out to show you how big he is compared to him. You know what? I'm gonna go combine my Masterpiece Devastator and show you how big he is compared to a Transformers. Alright guys, that took me a hot minute to do, but here we have Grand Blue Leon here compared to a Masterpiece scale, a Masterpiece scale Devastator, and yeah, he's a pretty big guy. So to get a scale of how these two compare to each other, here is our good old little standard we've developed here with Deluxe Blastoff. He is a big boy, even compared to a Masterpiece scale combiner from the official Transformers line. And holy crap, that is nuts that those two robots make all of that. Sorry for the camera. Here we have him next to Taki, so you can see how big they are together. I'm knocking things over. Here he is with Flash Vector. Can't even get that guy on camera. He's so short. Here he is next to Night Griffin. So quite large. And here he is next to the largest of the metal Cardbots I've owned up until this point, Heavy Iron W. And as you can see, he's actually almost a full head taller than him. Now, he is kind of very stout for a figure, but that's just to show just how tall this guy is, because here he is still compared to that little deluxe down there. So this guy himself, I thought he was massive, but this guy's just on a whole other level, and supposedly the upcoming Tyrant Zero, which I will be reviewing, is going to be larger than him. Like, his core robot is almost as big as this guy, which is nuts. But real quick, one last surprise comparison. Here he is next to a slight spoiler for my next review. Yeah, pretty cool. You're not supposed to see him yet. That's a surprise. Alright, now that we got size comparisons out of the way, let's finish things up with some articulation. So, of course, the head is on a ball joint and can swivel 360, although his chin straps might get in the way, but you can do 360. He can look up that far. He can look down all the way because of that joint there. His shoulders can do a full 360, though you may need to move the wings out of the way, but they can do a full 360 in both directions. He can go out this far if you lift up the top of the car a little bit. He can bend just under 90. Just under 90 there. And unfortunately, he still does not have a waist swivel. It's the exact same swivel the main mode has, where if you move the side skirts out of the way, you can do a full rotation for posing purposes, but that's about it. Of course, the wings, as I showed earlier, can also move up and down. He also does have a bicep swivel at the upper bicep. These side panels can move up and down, so you can flare them out however you wish. Legs retain the exact same articulation that Bion had, so a little just under 90. It can go a little over 90 if you use both joints. And he now has a sturdy ankle rocker, but no more front and back, unfortunately. So very posable, however, his posability is limited to keep him balanced and rigid because he's just such a huge guy. But anyway, that is my brief review and tutorial of how to transform this guy into his combined mode. Not too complicated, not too crazy, but fun nonetheless, and the final result is just stunning. This is an amazing looking piece if you want to add it to your collection. Now, I did promise an alternate mode if you want to avoid using these extra parts. Now, there's no steps I need to show you. I'll just show you the finished product. Alright, guys. Here we have him in his unofficial combine mode. If you want to not use any of the accessories, now he is kind of weirdly proportioned, but yeah. Now, my camera's about to overheat, so I'm going to get through this last little bit super quick if I can. Sorry if I keep bumping my camera here. So all you do is you take off all the accessories, including the neck guard with the jetpack stuff. And I like to shorten these. This is unofficial, so how you choose to display this is up to you. But I just closed up the shoulders, removed that chest panel and the crotch panel, took the arms off of his legs and attached them to the new arm joints. And I shortened the extra foot height while keeping the extended leg, and put the wings back on the sides as coattails, and there he is. Not much else to show you here, but I thought it would be cool to at least show you that you can do a combination without using any of the accessories if you wish. But anyway, guys, that has been my review of the Grand Blue Leon Combiner, and in the future we have another review of a really cool variant of this guy I'm looking forward to, but unfortunately, I gotta go. I was gonna do a whole outro with him back in his full combine mode, but my camera is overheating today. It's hot in here. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this review, please check out my other content here on the channel. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon to know when I upload new stuff, and check out my main gaming channel as well. It really supports me. And as always, I've mentioned in the other two videos for this, I did pick these up at the eBay seller, Korea Hub US, who's always given me a good deal and a good price, and really fast turnovers if you live in the States. But thank you so much for watching. This has been Grand Blue Leon and Dovalt with another episode, another review, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!